morning or good afternoon, everybody. This is Deanna with Food Bank Beautiful, and I just want to say thank you for popping in to my return viewers. You know I always love to see you. For those of you who may not have popped in before, thank you for taking a nice chance and seeing what we are about. On this channel, I predominantly deal with food bank issues. So I go to the food bank, I bring what I receive from the food bank home, I show you my haul, and then I generally spend the next week showing you a couple of the things that I make with my food bank groceries during the week. Now I cook from scratch almost every day, and so I use my food bank groceries almost every day, exclusively. So it just depends. Sometimes I'll show you breakfast, sometimes it's dinner, sometimes it's cake and cookies. Today it's going to be jam. I'm very excited about that because I personally love jam. So that's what we're going to do today. Before we do that, let me just say, if you are a person who feels like maybe the food bank could be a resource that helps you or your family, but you are concerned about going, I want you to know that you are not alone, okay? Lots and lots of people use the food bank, and the reason that they go is their reason, okay? The reason that you or I go is our business, all right? So if you feel like you need to go to the food bank and you're not sure how to do it, I would encourage you to Google a food bank near me, put in your zip code, see what comes up, whatever those resources are, give them a phone call, see if there's any requirements that you have to meet, find out the dates and time, and then go. And then when you go for the first time, I definitely want you to come back and let me know, because I love to hear that viewers that have stopped in on this channel are making decisions that are good for their lives in the moment, okay? Not everybody is going to use food bank for long periods of time. Sometimes you may only need it for a couple of weeks. Sometimes you might need it for a couple of months. And for some people, like seniors on, you know, small itty-bitty incomes, you might need it indefinitely, but it's there for you. So I want you to feel good about going. I want you to feel good about yourself. I want you to know that on this channel, we are a community that, you know, treats each other with respect and some dignity. We have some humor. We make mistakes. I burn things in the kitchen from time to time. It's you know, it's a crazy thing. I have a family that I share with you. I have my husband who's sitting out on the deck. You will rarely see him on camera. You might see him walk across the room. He's not going to speak to us on camera. He's not going to want to visit with us on camera. You know, you're not going to see him too much. Then I have my 92, almost 93-year-old grandmother back here, and you'll see her from time to time. She loves to be on YouTube. She feels like she's a movie star. And you know what? She is. So you know, you'll see her. And then I have a number of baby chickens, and they always show up every 2 or 3 videos. If they're handy and nearby, you'll see them, and I will update you on their progress. Okay, so bottom line, if you need to go to food bank, you go, all right? And then when you go, I want you to come back and message me in the comments that you went, because I will be so proud of you. Okay, now you're hearing my pressure canner. I've got my canning jars getting all nice and hot and bubbly in there, and we're just gonna make some jam. I have made jam for, how old am I? Wow, more than 50 years probably. It was my grandmother back in this bedroom who taught me how to make blackberry jam when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I've been making jam ever since. So for me, it is not a new process. It might be for you. Let's get to it. A couple of food banks ago, you saw me get quite a few strawberries. And this is a representational bag. This is some of those strawberries that I got, but you can see that these are all individually flash frozen. So I use those for smoothies. I had a glorious blueberry and strawberry smoothie yesterday. It was delicious. The strawberries that I used for jam, I did not flash freeze, so they were frozen in a concrete block in my freezer. Those are now in that pot right there, just waiting for me. They've kind of thawed out this morning, and now I have the time to go ahead and make some jam. So here are my directions. Last time I made jam, having been a jam maker for 50 years, I decided not to, read the directions and refresh my memory. And I ended up with cherry syrup, and that's okay. We got some cheesecake a few weeks ago now from the food bank, and I sliced it all up and froze it. And we pull out a piece now and then, and I top it with cherry syrup, and it is fantastic. So you guys are all familiar with this box, right? That's what I'm going to be using. That's mine. And then I'll be following the directions for cooked jam. I don't really care for freezer jam. I prefer to have cooked jam. So I'll be following those directions. Anything can happen, baby. We can burn the kitchen down before this day is over. And the sugar. Today's sugar, I have 2 cups of Food Bank sugar, and I have my own sugar. So I'll be using the Food Bank sugar first, and I'll be using my sugar second. Not that it matters, because once I bring it home, it is all mine. So let's get to it. All right, let's get to it. Let's see what the directions say. Okay. Looks like I did that. That's just putting the fruit, blah, 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 blah. Strawberry, 8 cups. I did that. I'm going to actually take that fruit out and run it through my blender, because my fruit's in whole or half berry, and I don't want my jam to have massive chunks in it. So I'm going to do that. And then to that, I add the pectin and a little bit of lemon juice. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back at the next step and we'll get going. All right, it's going to be a fun day. Okay? All right. All right, I have done this off camera for you because, nobody wants to listen to the sound of the blender going. It is not a zen-like sound. You will not be able to meditate and transport yourself to a beautiful place with the sound of a blender going on. So I saved you that because, that's the kind of girl I am. Okay, so I am going to sit down and read my directions carefully. I will do that off camera. Nobody likes to watch somebody read silently for 3 minutes. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and proceed. And we'll get this, we'll get it done. And then we'll eat strawberry and jam for the next year on our toast and our bagels. And we can throw it on some pancakes, whatever we want to do. Make those little thumbprint cookies. Remember those? They were so popular in the, 80s, I guess. I guess when I was in high school, we used to make them for potlucks and stuff when we were kids. All right, so let's do that. Let's get this done. I'll go read the directions, and you go drink a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, put your feet up. We're going to have a great day today, people. At least in theory, right? Okay. Okay, having read the directions, I have not screwed anything up yet, okay? That's my pressure cooker. There is no lemon juice in a strawberry jam recipe, so I do not have to worry about that, but I certainly do have plenty of it, both fresh and bottled, so we're good. So my fruit is right here. I'm going to just double check my measurements, 8 cups of fruit, and then I'm going to add my pectin to those berries and bring them up to a boil. And that's how I screwed up my cherry jam. I added my sugar to the cherries and thought this came later, but that is not the case. So maybe I will have learned from my mistakes, and if I did, that's a win-win-win. And if I didn't, well, we'll be eating strawberry syrup on top of stuff. Maybe. All right, we are getting ready to add the sugar. I need 7 cups, so let's do that. And you can see that I have my cute little canisters. These are, we just unpacked these from our belongings. We've been unpacking for a couple of weeks now. However, they lost the middle one. I have the lid to it, but not the canister. If that were that would be fine, but they lost my sewing machine. They lost my sewing machine tables. They lost, I don't even have the words. They lost all of my grandmother's photo albums for the last 50 years. They lost my daughter's American Girl dolls that she got when she it was an adoption issue, so when she got those, that's gone. All the dresses that I made for her over the years are gone. All the dresses that I made for my nieces are gone. They lost my father, who was a Special Forces Recon Marine serviceman in Vietnam. Unfortunately, he was killed in action in 1966. And they lost, I have his flag, but all of his medals that were in frames and all of those things, they lost all of that. That is, wow. I don't even have the words for that, people. But I have a canister. All right, so we are unpacking and preparing a claim. We'll do what we can do. They want a dollar amount on everything. Tell me, how much is that worth? Because to me, it's priceless. Yeah, and it's priceless because everything that was his burned down in a farm fire on my grandparents' farm about 30 years later, and there's just nothing left. I had 3 things of my dad's, and now I have 1. I have a birthday card. Actually, I have 2. I have a birthday card that he sent me from Vietnam when I was a baby, and I have his confirmation Bible. Yeah. I'm pretty upset about that. Very much so. Jam is not going to fix that. But jam is going to be nice on the pantry shelf. So as you can see, I'm just willy-nilly pouring it out. Here, I'll show you because you're going to love my measuring skills. Okay, you count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're at 4. Lucky for me, I have some additional sugar right here. Okay, we're working on, did we finish 4? Is this 4? I'm gonna have to go back and count because I lost my train of thought. Okay, I'm glad I checked. That half cup was actually 5, so I now have 5 cups of sugar in the bowl, and I'm gonna add 6 and 7. People, you can see. This is riveting TV because we just don't know how many ways she can mess this up. That was 6, and this is 7. Okay. All right, and then I'll fill my jar while we're sitting right here. There we go. Oh, will it fill all the way? Yeah, I believe it will. Okay, perfect. This is my canister lid. I have the canister that goes with that. Isn't that cute? I have the canister lid to this and no bloody canister. Yeah, Mommy's going to, Mommy's going to write that letter and file that claim, and it's not going to be pretty. I don't even know if I'm going to be pretty today. I'm feeling a little spicy. And it's only 12:38 my time. People, it could blow up in smoke before this day is over. All right, let's try to be, I'll take my own advice. Let's try to be kind today, Deanna. Let's be decent today, Deanna. Let's use our nice words today. Yeah, I want to use my colorful ones. All right, I'll try. You guys try too. Okay, just double checking. I'm bringing you along for that. All right, so I added the pectin, let it come to a boil. It's boiling now. Now add the sugar, bring back to a boil, and boil exactly 1 minute. Okay, we can do that, people. We can do it. Okay, Patty has chosen this time to announce his presence with authority out in the coop. And Sissy is out there. It's a little bit of a struggle because Patty is a... Yeah, that's what Patty is. And there are 6 very big, plumpy hens out there who are not overly friendly. And Sissy now has to make her way, and that's just the natural process. I've been out to check on her a couple times today. I have tried this like 3 times, but my poor little heart is so soft that I always bring her back in. If my husband's not home, I sneak her with me. You know me, you've seen me, I'm that freak. But I am very much trying to leave her out there. She's been sleeping out there every night, though I do let her out with the other chickens, but it's too cool today. So today is the first real day in a couple of weeks that she's going to try to integrate into that group. And they're like mean girls. They're like 7th grade girls that are mean. They are, whew, I like my chickens. And actually, most of them are nice. All the females are fairly nice except Karen, and she is not. But the rest of them are. So Sissy is out there. So let's get this done. I cooked this for 1 minute after it came to a rolling boil, and it is in a pot right here. I am going to bring my camera down. We are going to fill jars, just like we always do, to 1/4 inch headspace. I'm going to wipe the rims, and when I have all my jars filled, we're going to water bath. I think it's, maybe I should read the directions, people. Processed jellies for 5 minutes. Jams for 10. I was going to say 10. Do you guys believe me? I was going to say 10. All right, let's get this show on the road because I got other things to do today, believe it or not. So I'm going to bring you down here, and you can see my cute little pink and black. Oh, right there maybe? Let's see if I can bring it this way a little bit and bring you forward. Or backwards. I'm going to, right here. Well, I don't even know if you can see that. Okay. All right, it's just going to have to be what it's going to be, people. All right, let's start. So my jars are nice and pipey hot. You can see that. You never want to put hot foods into a cold jar. You'll be cleaning up broken glass on your kitchen floor and you will not be happy. So this is my hot jam. And here we go. And again, these were strawberries that I got from the food bank. I got 3 packages when I went, and then there were so many packages when the food bank was over that the lady called me back and said I could take them and do whatever I wanted with them. I told her I could preserve them if she would call me, and she said yes. So I have an obligation to do what I said I was going to do, right? Okay, that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and just put that right there. Can you guys see okay? All right, now this jam is very, very hot. And because I am a hot mess every single day of the week, we are going to be using some napkins. And I don't have any distilled vinegar. I'll be putting it on my shopping list today. We're just going to wipe our jars with apple vinegar. I think it'll be all right. I think we're not going to be in violation of any USDA codes, although I definitely can using USDA regulations. That's just me. You guys do what you want to do in your own kitchens. You're going to get no judgment from me whatsoever. Okay, I'm a big believer in you do you, and I will do me. And we can still like each other and be friends. There we go. Okay. Let's get this bad boy out. There we go. So yesterday, the guy who lives upstairs, he went to his I'm not sure if it's friend or girlfriend, but it doesn't matter. He went out to her property and she sent him home with a whole bunch of starts for me. So I got 5 or 6 bodacious tomato starts. I've never grown that variety before. If you guys have grown it, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, if there's anything special I need to do. She gave me some gorgeous green bean starts. They're about a foot high. She gave me some zucchini and some cucumber starts, which is really, really nice. And I feel like I got something else, but oh, she gave me some corn. Now, I've never been successful growing corn, and I think she gave me about maybe 15 or 20 starts of corn, and they're about this high. So if you guys have any advice for me there, I would greatly appreciate it. My greenhouse, where my raised garden beds are, my greenhouse has been torn down now. The plastic, the frame is still there, but that's the only beds I have to plant vegetables in, so I don't know how that's going to go. Oh, it has to be tighter when it's Food Bank. There we go. Not Food Bank, when it's water bathed. Okay, so there's the second pint. I will do these other pints by myself, and then I will come back and let you know how that went. We'll set the timer, and after I pull the jars out and they cool, I will bring you back. I hope you're not blinded by this light. I try to film on this side of my kitchen, but when I have to use the counter, I have to have that light. So thank you for putting up with the technical traumas that are my everyday life. Okay, I know you guys all know this already, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. If you have a canner or an electric canner and there's a process that you don't use very often, always, always, always keep your little manual, put it in a baggie and stick it where you can find it and reread the directions. So even though I thought I remembered how to do it and it looks like I would have been correct, it's always good to check, okay? We don't want another cherry syrup incident. So let me read this. I did that. Okay. All right. I'll bring you back when the jam comes out. Okay, my water bathing is complete, so I'm going to go ahead and pull those out. And then I have one more jar that I need to water process. It just wouldn't fit in my canner. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Okay. Oh, did you hear it pop? There's the first one. That's always nice. When I make jam, I always like to make a couple in the small size because I like to add them to little gifts and stuff for people. I bet you guys do the same thing. There's my other pint. There's that pint. Oh, there's a pot. And there is this pint, half pint. All right, I'm going to stick this jar I kept really hot. So it is very much too hot for the touch. And this is it right here. And it's going to go into the canner. And looks like I need to add, oh, you know what? That won't go into this canner. It's too tall. I do not know. If I just put this in my refrigerator and don't process it for 10 minutes, is it safe? I am not sure. Can you hear my baby chickens in the background? Let me research that, and we'll see. If nothing else, I will dump it into a Tupperware container and we'll call it freezer jam. Okay, even though I said I don't like freezer jam, that's what we will do. All right, I'll come back to you guys. I need to go and run to the pharmacy and the post office. I need to pick up some meds for my grandmother. I'll call and see if those meds are there. And if they are, I will do that. I also need to go to the post office. But the big question is, will I change out of my jammies? For the pharmacy, I can just drive through and, you know, drive out. Who cares? But for the post office, I actually have to get out and run in. But it's a rinky-dinky little town that I live in, and I honestly feel like I'm just going to wear my pajamas. Take your bets. I'll put it in a comment at the end of the video. I'll have a little screen that says what I did, and then we'll come back and take a look at my finished jam. And actually, I have made the decision. I'm just going to let this jar cool. I will put it in a Tupper with a lid. I'll throw it into the refrigerator, and we will call it jam. I don't know. Said I wasn't a rebel canner, but feel like I might not be following the exact regulations. So people, please, I am not your person to go by. Do your own research, you know, follow the rules as you find them, what you're comfortable with. I just don't have the energy to process this jar. Do I? Oh my God, I'd have to... I have to wash the strawberry pan. Oh. Well, note to self. Even my biggest stock pot that I have here is too shallow to water bath this size jar. So I am going to just let it cool on the counter, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, and we're going to eat strawberry jam out of this jar, and that's just the way it's going to go. All right, I say this all the time. If you don't see me for a few weeks, that strawberry jam killed me. Not a bad way to go, people. All right, I'll leave a note about whether I'm going to get fully dressed or whether I'm just going to say, and go. It's a 30-second run into the post office and out of the post office. I'm pretty sure I'm going to wear my pajamas, people. Yeah, that's the kind of girl I am. I hope we can still be friends because, you know, I'm not fancy in the least, but I am feeling very scrumptious in these jammies, and I don't know if you can tell. Don't be afraid, people. I'm not going to expose anything, but I got a little bit of color yesterday. I sat outside. It was beautiful. I planted seeds. I took care of the starts that I told you about. It was glorious. All right, I'm going to call the pharmacy, and I'm going to go run that errand, and then I've got at least 3 loads of laundry to fold. My husband is gloriously napping through all of this, so let me check on Grandma and blow out this candle. Maybe clean the kitchen. Maybe not. Look at this. Isn't that a glorious little strand of hair? You can see where I've cut my own hair, and you can see what's longer. And I think there's a piece right over here. It's killing me a little bit. I don't care. All right. If I don't come back, you guys, you know I adore you. Thank you for your support. Please hit like and subscribe. And like I said, you may have seen that clip already, but when we hit 1,000 viewers, we are going to have a party. We're going to eat cake. We're going to, you know, make gift bags. You can watch that other little announcement video and see all the details. Okay, ta-ta.